Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Thursday, September the 6th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading. Just trade it. Nike's been in the news lately, and they're famous saying just do it. So I won't go into all the politics, but bottom line is just do it. Just trade it. In fact, I was reading an email that was talking about, the analysis paralysis. And I usually get about one or two questions a week, somebody asking me about this, that, or the other thing. Like, what's the best time frame to trade? And usually that's not what they're asking. Yes, they might want to know what time frame I trade. And usually my knee-jerk reaction is trade H1. And if you're having problems with H1, trade H4. And if you're having problems with H4, trade D1. In other words, slow your roll down rather than jump into the 1 minute. Because, in the 1 minute, you'll just be making the same mistake over and over again on a much quicker basis. And you might not be able to see the mistake because you keep jumping in the action. But just trade it, because go out there and just put that trade on, and then you'll learn. Because if you don't, then you're not going to learn. And why people ask these questions is because they're just a little afraid, a little nervous, a little scared, a little unsure. And they're just looking for that little confidence boost. But, success breeds confidence, and confidence breeds success. So until you actually start, pulling the trigger, clicking the mouse, actually doing it, nothing that I can tell you is going to help, or any other trader out there is going to tell you, or guru or whatever. I mean, there's no indicator or EA that's going to do it for you. You've got to do it. It's just trade it and then see what happens. Pay attention. You put the trade on. Did it work out? Well, that doesn't mean that your method is no good. Did you follow all the steps? Try it again. Did it work out? After about 10 trades, you'll kind of get the feeling, is this really working or not? Then maybe after 100 trades, you'll get even a better feeling. Because after 100 trades, I think you've got enough data to say either A, you can execute this method flawlessly and it pays off, or it doesn't. Because if you can't execute it flawlessly, it's not the method, it's you. Find a method that you can. I mean, simple horizontal lines. If you can't execute those flawlessly, you might want to consider another hobby or line of work. And also, if you can't execute your money and risk management flawlessly, I would say stop trading, because you're going to lose it all. So rather than lose it all, just take the losses, take it on the chin, quit while you are only slightly behind rather than totally behind. Okay? Now, let's see here. What do we have? On the monthly, Euro Yen, we're 70 pips off the high and 90 pips off the low. We're still in the previous month's candle body area. On the week, we're still in the previous week's candle body area. 74 pips off the high, 92 off the low, which is pretty much the same here because we are still in the first week of the month. So monthly and weekly are the same. And for those of you just tuning in, all gaps filled. All gaps filled. Okay. Let's look at the daily. You can see we entered the upper wick zone, left the upper wick zone, and 46 pips to the good with a potential of 61 or 2 pip if you actually got in and out at those extremes. And looking here, you see the Euro Yen is at 76, only one pair over 100 pips. And is the pound New Zealand becoming the new beast? What's happening to the pound yen here? And you can see dollar yen 54 right at the 111. It just popped up a pip. Now, there we go again. 111. that 00 number, possibly a trade entry. And you can see on the euro yen, it in and out right there. Maybe you scratched that trade, maybe you took it to a loss, or you entered as a short and you took it to a win, close to that pivot point. It gave you another opportunity here, once again hitting the pivot. It poked back up here. Now, once again, these are green H1s, and this is only for those professional experience type traders. I shouldn't say professional. I said somebody who's, experienced in chart reading and says, you know what, hey, it didn't make a new high. It starts to come back down. I'll take the chance. And once again, it would have paid off. And the same thing here. You see, there's that daily high, and you can see it's not even getting past that open, so maybe you took a chance when it dropped back in here, and once again, it paid off. This is just reading the chart. And you can see we had a, right here, I don't believe we had enough pips. Did we have enough pips for a rat zone trade? No, we did not. Maybe here, and obviously here it poked out. Now we're coming back down. You can see it's down on the day, down on H4, down on H2, and the indicator's telling you to wait. So once again, in this case, rat zone traders, green rats, you're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And as we said before, we hit the pivot, took it out. And here, once again, we've got one missed pivot from last month right here, 127.30, 194 pips away. Will it touch it? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And price action. Somebody was saying, do I just trade the one balls? You could trade the one, the twos, the threes. Some people don't like trading off the ones. Some people only trade off the threes. Once again, figure it out, try it, see what works. A dime a pip is not going to kill you, or a penny a pip. It's not going to kill you. If it's going to kill you, you are in the wrong game. So what do we have here? 2 ball at the bottom, looking for the next hour, green at the line and going to the north. So here, 1 at the bottom, green at the line, 1 at the top, red at the line. Every day, same thing. It's up to you, the trader, to just trade it. And once again, looking at the 5 lines from the previous daily session, and we're taking the H1 candle color at the line. Sometimes there's a profit, sometimes there's not, unless you had your stop loss set here. And you can see right here, Randy real time, in this hour, it's crossing below, and 11 pips so far. Wick zones. I should just record it. Price doesn't like staying in the wick zone. Price enters and exits. Because it happens every day, right? And same difference, or same thing. Highest open, you see here we had it, exited, and right here we were in a lowest open situation. And the way things are going, looks like we might have a new lowest open for a holo trade. And you can see here with the inventory reduction bars, we had a short put in. Unfortunately, right here, there wasn't much to be had. A couple of long triggers there, a nice short trigger here, or if you just got in here, another nice short trigger. And you can see profit to be had. And you can see about 12 pips. And taking the previous daily, weekly, monthly Open, high, and low lines. Once again, H1 candle color. Trading at the line. You see here, touched the line. You took some heat or you took a loss. And you came back here. And now there was a potential to make some pips. You just have to do it. I mean, you could pick any one of these or none of these, pick somebody else's. But until you get in there and trade, you are not going to learn. And since I've opened the chart here, you can see there's been about 6 pips worth of movement. We can see that right here with the Einstein line. Once again, just simple. This is when I opened the chart. There was a short trigger there. There was a short trigger there. Randy, real time. So, fellow traders, what can I say? Just trade it. It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So, just go out there and drain the banks.